Yo, what's good? You're 4-3 here back in the day, and today, guys, I want to talk to you about a little rumor that I've been seeing floating around the internet, but I also want to talk about the implications that this could have on the Forza community. And essentially, the rumor falls down to this. Is Forza coming to the Nintendo Switch? Which, the answer may surprise you. Okay, that's a little cliche there, but what I want to be talking about in this video is essentially what has been confirmed that even leads to us believing that there's a possibility that Forza could make its way over onto the Nintendo Switch, and all but confirmed rumor that was announced last week, and then a little bit more suspicious rumor, but it comes from a source that has had a semi-successful history behind it, especially when it comes to Nintendo products. So right now, let's go ahead and hop into what has been confirmed so far. So at last year's E3 conference, Microsoft came out and announced a brand new game streaming service that they've been working on, titled Project xCloud. Now, what Project xCloud is a new streaming service that would essentially kind of be like the Netflix of video games, and instead of running on the internal power of the device, it would actually rely on the external power of the server farm, meaning that you could essentially play games on devices that normally could not run this game. For example, we actually saw in the demo of this new Project xCloud somebody using a very specialized mount for an Xbox One controller with a cell phone attached to it and them playing the Forza Horizon 4 demo. That is absolutely crazy to think about, that Forza Horizon 4 could essentially be played on a cell phone or a tablet in the very near future. But this hasn't really got us to the question of the Nintendo Switch yet, but we're going to get there. We are going to get there. Now, supposedly the beta testing for Project xCloud is supposed to start in 2019. It's 2019 now, so we should be seeing a lot more news coming out about what Project xCloud is going to do, where it's going to be, etc, etc. There's a lot more information to come. On top of the fact that we already know about Project xCloud, there was also a nice little piece of information about Xbox Gamepass. Phil Spencer did an interview with GameSpot where he mentioned that he wants to see Xbox Game Pass come to every device. He didn't limit this to saying like cell phones and tablets or iOS, Android, PC, etc. He said every device, and some people have even taken this as far as saying when he mentions every device, he's talking about the Nintendo Switch and the PlayStation 4, but we'll get to that here in a little bit. So now let's talk about the all but confirmed rumor that happened earlier this week. So essentially, Microsoft is going to be giving a presentation at the Game Developers Conference on March 20th. And at this conference, they are going to be releasing the software development kit for Project xCloud, or supposedly that is what they're going to be doing here. Now, this all comes from a little bit of a leak that happened, but since then, the leak has kind of been removed, and I never got to see the original page, which is more why I'm calling this a rumor instead of a leak. Since I don't know about it, or I didn't see the original page, I'm not entirely sure if this is a leak or not, but some people were very helpful and took some nice screenshots of it. Link will be down in the description below if you guys want to check it out. But essentially, the schedule for the Game Developers Conference leaked out what the title of this presentation was going to be and what the takeaway was. Now, the current title is Growing and Engaging Your Gaming Community Across Platforms. So, a lot of people would take this away as, okay, there's going to be some cross-platform play coming, but the actual title, the original title of this, was Growing and Engaging Your Gaming Community Across Android, iOS, Switch, Xbox, and PC. So not just talking about, certain other platforms, but specific platforms. One glaring thing missing from that list was PlayStation, of course. They have not really been playing ball with everybody else, especially when it comes to cross-platform play. But in the takeaway section of this, what it actually says is they're going to be releasing this software development kit, which will allow developers to bring Xbox Live features to games across these platforms, specifically friends lists and achievement history. So this would allow people on, for example, the Nintendo Switch to gain achievements in Microsoft titles while playing on the Switch and not on the Xbox, which is important because there are currently Microsoft titles over on the Switch, such as Minecraft, that you're not gaining any achievements in, and also the ability to have your friends list would be kind of cool because you can just basically talk to your friends on different consoles. That would be actually really freaking sweet. I would love to see this come. Specifically though, again, I want to say this, they mentioned Nintendo Switch. That is where this is all huge. Nobody was really expecting to see anything involving Nintendo Switch because they didn't mention anything at E3 2018, but now they are kind of getting into the nitty gritty. Now, Nintendo and Xbox have kind of had an increased relationship, what we saw with Fortnite, where they kind of worked together to bring some cross-platform play, but again, Sony was not playing ball, so I'm not even sure if Switch cross-platform play with the Xbox even came to be. I know I've done some cross-platform with mobile and with PC on the Xbox, but I'm not sure if I remember anything specifically with Switch, as there wasn't really any way to kind of connect the Switch and the Xbox at the time. So, but now that we've heard more about this software development kit that's supposedly going to get released on March 20th, along with some of these Xbox Live features coming to the game, let's get more into the controversial super rumor, as I'm calling it, which comes from Direct Feed Games, who has a semi-successful track record, especially when it comes to Nintendo products. And what they're saying is Xbox Game Pass is going to be coming to the Nintendo Switch sometime this year. Now, they don't necessarily say that it's going to come this year, but it's going to be announced this year. I want to go ahead and make that clear. So we could see an announcement as early as like E3 2019, or maybe even at this conference, which would be huge news. I feel like this would be the kind of news that they would hold off until E3, because the Gaming Developers Conference is more of like an internal conference. It's more about like, you know, hey, if you're making a game, come here. E3 is where we share everything. This is kind of where we talk about what's been worked on. It's a lot more technical jargon, essentially. You know, it's a conference that would bore the shit out of most people. Like, let's be honest, it would probably bore the crap out of a lot of people out there. Now, one of the games that they specifically mentioned was going to be coming to Nintendo Switch would be Ori and the Blind Forest. Now, that's a title that honestly I would expect to see over on Switch. It's a very beautiful game, but it is a platformer. It's essentially a platformer. It would do very well on the Switch. You know, it'll do very well on the Xbox. You know, it's a lot of fun. It really would be a lot of fun to play over on the Switch. Now, what we've seen is if Project xCloud actually gets implemented into the Switch, Game Pass would be relying on those external servers instead of on the internal power sources of the Nintendo Switch console, meaning that some very interesting games could be played on the Switch, including Forza Horizon 4, Forza Motorsport 7, Forza Horizon 3, Forza Street or whatever. There's that whole rumor about Forza Street. I'm not going to get into that here, but we'll talk about that in a completely different video. But all these games could be played on Switch, and that would be immensely fun. That would make me go out and buy a Switch tomorrow if this actually turns out to be true, because honestly, I hate lugging my Xbox across states. Right now, when I go and visit my parents, I pack up my Xbox, I take it with me across the state. It's crazy. It takes so much extra time getting ready. You know, I gotta unhook my Xbox from my current TV, pack it up, take it with me to my parents' house. I even thought about buying a special device that is essentially a carrying case for your Xbox, but has a TV in it, so you can just play games on that. So kind of tying all these things together, we know that Project xCloud exists, and we've seen the rumor that Xbox Live features are more than likely going to be coming to the Nintendo Switch, and we also know that Phil Spencer has said that he essentially wants to see Xbox Game Pass on all devices, kind of throwing this all together in a nice little mixing pot. We come to the conclusion that Xbox Game Pass is probably going to be coming to the Nintendo Switch, and that is absolutely ridiculous, and this opens the door for Forza to be played on the Switch. That is insane. That is absolutely insane, and I cannot wait to see if this actually comes to fruition. So, but anyway though, that's what we're going to go and wrap things up for today. Leave a comment down below. Do you guys think that Forza will be playable on the Nintendo Switch here in the near future? Now, there's been rumors that Forza is not going to be coming out with a game this next year, but there's also been rumors that there's a completely different game coming out, and we'll talk about that in another video. But do you guys think it'll be available on Switch ever? If not in the near future, leave a comment down below, as I want to hear what you guys got to say. As well, if you guys want to, you can follow me on Twitter and Instagram at twitter.com/Garrett113 and Instagram.com/Garrett113. And if you guys like this video, go and make sure to hit that like button down below for us, because you guys already know your support is so greatly appreciated. And make sure to subscribe for more videos coming out all the time. Thank you guys so much for watching. Peace out.